Another fan
I'm
question.
so excited.
Another fan question. Francesco Raffi said, "I just want to know whether JoJo will perform a dance. I guess, a dance in your next music video, and jumping. I guess he's asking, jumping trains will be the next single."
Jumping Trains is not the first single,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a song of the album.
Mm-hmm.
And will I be dancing for this album cycle? Yes, absolutely. I want to push myself in all areas.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to pick the best questions. There's a lot of questions here. Oh, this is a common question a lot of people are asking me. Please ask JoJo about Brandy because I never heard her speak about her influence. That would be interesting. That comes from Tariq Singh's.
It's a good question. I mean, to deny Brandy's influence would be a lie. It's foolish. I mean, Brandy is one of the most incredible vocalists of this generation.
Mm-hmm.
But did I grow up studying or listening to her in that way? Honestly, no. But did I always respect her talent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd listen to different people. But to run into her every time we see each other, there's so much love, there's so much respect, and her gift is undeniable.
Actually, another question in regards to Brandy, and this comes from Data in New Zealand. He says, how did Timbaland's Shock Value 2 collabo come about, and what does she think of Brandy's rap persona, Brand New?
I think it's actually really fresh. I think that she really pulls it off, and whenever I see her performing as Brand New live, I think it's pretty fly. Mm-hmm. So the Shock Value 2 collaboration came about because my manager has known Timbaland for years, and Timbaland used to be a label mate on Black Round, so there's a long, illustrious, crazy history there.
Mm-hmm.
So one day we got in the studio, we were going to play him some records, and it so happened that he really liked them.
Mm-hmm.
Said, I'd like to play you some stuff from my album. And then he asked me, do you want to get on this track? And I said, yeah. So I was honored, I was shocked, I was just, it's freaking Timbaland. I couldn't believe it, so I felt so excited. And I ended up staying at the studio with him that very night and cutting 2 songs for his album.
Wow. Another question. Michael from Dubai asks, after being gone for some time, how do you feel about the change in music over the years, and what do you have to bring to this new era of music?
Very good question. Music has certainly evolved since I came out when I was 13, which was in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I feel about it is that I think, honestly, it's an exciting time for music. We're at this point, which is really scary, where there's all this piracy, there's all this illegal downloading of music. It's like, what is going to compel people to buy albums?
Mm-hmm.
I think that what that is people will buy albums when they care about the artist, and when there's a body of work that is of value and isn't just 1 or 2 singles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what I set out to do with this album. I wanted to give the fans something that they could listen to from beginning to end and kind of have them go on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it to be real and transparent and things like that. And yes, there's this whole, dance and electronic movement going on, and I think that's very exciting also when it's done right. I think there's some really, really dope sounds and dope producers that are doing really cool things. And then on the flip side of that, there's real music going on right now. You look at Bruno Mars, you look at Adele, you look at Janelle Monáe, and I think that it's an exciting time in music because there's just no formula right now to what's going to win. You just don't know.
You just don't know. And speaking of other music, what songs or albums do you have on repeat lately?
Lately, I've been listening to John Mayer's live album called Where the Light Is. Really inspiring. Also, D'Angelo's Voodoo. That's a constant in my life every day.
Wow.
What else? I've been listening to Music Soul Child's new album. And what else? And Kanye's album. It's awesome.
Most definitely. Anytime we have singers here on the show, and I know you're out in public right now, but could you sing a little something for your fans?
Honestly, I'm outside of a hair salon, and there's bad people around, and they are going to think I am ridiculous if I do that.
No,
I really don't want to.
no,
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's fine. The next time when you come back on the show, we'll have you sing.
Of course. Oh, yes, it's a deal.
Cadence and Sean, and this was part of the reason I was like, oh my goodness, we have to get her on the show, Cadence and Sean, because they came on Kempire Radio, and they really talked a lot about two artists that they felt are going to make a huge comeback in 2011, and those two artists were Brandy and JoJo. Can you tell us anything?
Well, I have... Go ahead.
Can you tell us anything about your collaboration with those guys and your thoughts on what they just said, you know?
Well, I have a lot of love for them and a great respect for what they're trying to bring to the game. And they're from Massachusetts, so, you know, we're hometown buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice to see their growth because I remember them when they were in the inner city of Boston, you know, making beats and trying to get on and working with musicians from Berkeley that I worked with also. Mm-hmm. So it was really cool to see that they had moved to LA and were really making it happen.
Yeah.
And everything that they had, you know, talked about and dreamed about, you know, they were seeing it to fruition. So I think that they bring a different approach to creating songs, and I think that their approach is thoughtful and more musical than maybe the average cat.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I want to kind of go back to your fan questions because I know they'll kill me if I don't cover some of these questions, and I don't want JoJo fans hunting me down.
No.
But in regards to touring, a lot of your fans were asking, you know, Juan Miguel said, hi, I'm writing you from Guatemala. I'd like to know if JoJo is planning to do an international tour.
Yes, absolutely. And we don't have a schedule or anything like that because we want to get the first single and the video and obviously, you know, everything out before then. But the intention is most certainly to travel the world and do it in a way that we've never done it before because I was a minor the last time I was out on tour.
Yeah.
So now, trust me, I'm going to work myself to the bone. I'm going to be everywhere.
This chick got soul, Dorsa. She says, question for JoJo from Dorsa in London, England. What is the weirdest thing that has ever inspired you to write a song? I thought that was a great question.
Oh, that's a really good question. Okay, I have the answer actually. So recently, when the tsunami happened in Japan and there was a great tragedy over there, we were experiencing some acid rain in California. We were experiencing some acid rain, and I went outside, and my friend was like, "Don't go outside. It's raining, and it's acid rain, and you're gonna hurt you." And I was like, "Man, I don't care. I'm going outside." So I go outside, and I'm just like looking up at this rain. I was like, "Man, this thing that feels so refreshing, so beautiful, this could really hurt me." And then I looked at the damage that it did to my car the next morning, and there were like little droplets. They had left marks. So anyway, I wrote the song that day when I was in my car, and I wrote the song called Acid Rain. And I was just basically talking about this toxic relationship. And I'm saying it's going to burn real bad if you leave or if you stay. So let your love fall down to me like acid rain.
Go ahead, JoJo.
Thank you.